Hello everyone, welcome back to Ronin's Den. My name is Eric, and we are going to be continuing our look into the mechanics of 2nd edition Advanced Dungeons & Dragons. Now, we had previously put out 2 videos which got a bit long on the basics of combat and the basics of magic, and what I want to do is pluck out individual topics from those videos and do laser-focused content just on single topic issues. And I figured for our very first jump into that, we might as well start with probably the most controversial mechanic in 2nd edition, and honestly the most hated one, Thac0. There is a lot of negative propaganda when it comes to Thac0. Now, I'm going to tell you this right now. It's not the greatest thing that ever came out. It's not. It's not terribly intuitive, but it's nowhere near as difficult as some people online try to make it out to be for people who have never played 2nd edition. Here's how Thac0 works and what it is. First of all, what does Thac0 stand for? It stands for 2-hit armor class 0. In Advanced Dungeons & Dragons 2nd edition, armor class went from the absolute worst, which was 10. That was as bad as you could get. And the absolute best you could get was -10. So armor class went from positive numbers to negative numbers. And this is where it got that little bit of complication, but I promise you I'm going to make it very easy. With 0 being like the best possible armor class you could get without magical bonuses most of the time. So your Thac0 was the number, one of the numbers you used to figure out the 2-hit number in 2nd edition. So what number do you need to roll to hit the enemy? And the way you figured out the 2-hit number was you took your Thac0, and then you took the armor class, and you subtracted the armor class from the Thac0. If it was a positive armor class. If it was a negative armor class, you added the armor class to the Thac0. So positive number, subtract, negative number, add. How do you figure out your Thac0 score? This is one of the areas where people try to make it really complicated. They show you the math for how the different classes advance as the game goes on. You can ignore all of that. If you want to know how that works, that's great. You can read that in the player's handbook. They provide it to you. But they also give you this table in the player's handbook as well in the combat section, table 53. What this does is the top row tells you your level. And it goes from level 1 to level 20. And then the columns on the left are your character groups: priest, rogue, warrior, wizard. So as long as you know what your level is and what your character class group is, you just follow that down until you find it on this chart. You don't need to know the math on how to adjust your Thac0. When you level up, look at this chart, make an adjustment if you need to. Doesn't matter. You don't need to know all the complicated math. And it's not even complicated, but you don't need to know the math. Anyway, moving on to some examples of how Thac0 works. In order to figure out your 2-hit number against positive AC, we have an example here. You subtract the armor class from Thac0. So if you have a Thac0 of 15, you subtract 4, your 2-hit number is 11. Now that means you need to hit an 11 on that die roll with any of your adjustments that you get for high strength or high dexterity or magical items or any special bonuses that the dungeon master is giving you in that situation. Maybe they're giving you a +2 bonus because you're on high ground. Who knows? Doesn't matter. You need to roll 11 or better. Now, if you're trying to attack something that has a negative armor class, this is where, yes, I understand some of the confusion comes up. You then add that negative armor class to the Thac0. So let's say you have that same 15 Thac0 character. You're trying to attack something with a -4 AC. You add 4 to Thac0. You add the 4 to the Thac0 for your total of 19. You need a 19 or better to hit on your D20 roll after all of your bonuses for strength, dexterity, magical items are factored into it. That's Thac0, people. Is it the most intuitive thing that was ever made? Absolutely not. There have been much better systems put in place over the years. I think Ascending Armor class is easier to learn and use, but Thac0 is not the overly complicated calculus level boogeyman that some people have painted it out to be. Anyway, if you enjoyed this video, or if you found it helpful in explaining what Thac0 is and how it works, go ahead, leave a comment below. Hit the like and subscribe button. It really helps us out on this channel, get these videos out to more people who are looking for these retro D&D 2nd edition OSR style content. And if you have any questions about specific mechanics that you would like to see a video done for, absolutely drop that in the comment section as well. I would be more than happy to put a video out on that and get it to you as quickly as I can. An upcoming video that I'm working on right now is the reaction table for NPC reactions. But until next time, we will see you in Ronin's Den. Take care.